and welcome to Dick at Night on the NNTP. I'm your host, Dick Henderson. Fighting in Korea has just stopped as an armistice was signed on July 27, 1953, bringing the fighting to the end. For the full story and much more, stay tuned. This war was another flare-up between ourselves and the Soviet Union during the Cold War. The Soviets had previously controlled the land north of the 38th parallel following World War I, with a democratic South being established at the same time. The Communist North, supported by the Soviets, invaded South Korea in 1950, causing the UN to send help to the South. President Truman's policy of containment held true as the spread of communism was stopped. For more on the story, NNTP correspondent Tupac Tatum.
Thanks, Dick. As you said, the fighting has ended here with an armistice. President Truman was a firm believer in this doctrine, and it was put to the test at the start of the war. After the invasion, the U.S. sent troops to help South Korea and stop the spread of communism. They were determined to stop communism, and they ended up being successful. With the help of the UN, the spread of communism by North Korea into South Korea was unsuccessful, and it ended being an American win. And back to Dick in the studio.
Rolling.
Okay. Thanks, Pac. An American victory for sure, and a loss for communism. Let's hear from our on-site reporter, Philip Anderson, about the Soviet loss.
Yeah, Dick, this is a war the Soviets supported from the start. They had a very strong influence in the invasion and controlled North Korea following World War II. The Soviets trained the North Korean troops and sent medical aid to the battlefields. Troops and materials were sent from the Soviets to try and win this war, but it ultimately failed. The Soviets really wanted to expand their influence, and it's looking like that's gonna stop for now. Back to you, Dick.
No, I'll go for coffee as soon as I'm done. I'm filming right now, okay? Thanks, Phil. We have a special report from our own Enrique Iglesias Juan Pablo Gomez Ramon Tortilla Anderson III.
Recording here live from North Korea, I am Enrique Iglesias Juan Pablo Gomez Ramon Tortilla Anderson III. Yes, Dick, this war was quite deadly. North Korea really took a blow here, suffering heavy losses to both population and the economy. This war was quite expensive, and much of North Korea's land was ruined. Farms for agriculture were destroyed, and the population dropped about 12%. Many of the wealthy or educated North Koreans fled to South Korea, and I'm a little worried about the state of this country going forward. Although there were a few positives of this war. The few positives of this war were mostly for America. Their ultimate goal of stopping communism was successful, and it was showed not to be messed with. We managed to contain communism. This really doesn't help the relationship between the Soviets and the United States. An already tense period has become more tense. I have a feeling this won't be the last time a war is fought over communism. The Cold War is heating up, and I do not like where it's going.
No, I got the dinner reservations. I got it, okay? Okay? Thank you. Truly great reporting from our own Enrique Iglesias Juan Pablo Gomez Ramon Tortilla Anderson III. Thanks. It's time for our Crystal Ball segment, where we look at how this war could affect the future, both the Soviet Union and the United States.
It's a bit cold out here, and boy is it windy. Oh! Yeah, this isn't good for the Soviets. They were unable to complete their goal of conquering the Korean peninsula. This also hurts their relationship with China. I wonder how it will turn out. This only raises tensions between the United States and the Soviets. I could see them being aggressive going forward. I fear another war in Asia might be on the way.
I totally agree. Let's hear from the other side, Philip.
Communism still exists and is a threat to us. Who knows? We might end up going to war again. North Korea was also left in some unstable conditions, and I'm worried about how the government there will respond and their attitude towards us. I could see North Korea becoming a problem for us in the future. This also doesn't help our relationship with the Soviets.
Yeah, are we getting that coffee? Where do we get our coffee? Well, a great show, a great American victory, some truly great reporting, but that's all we have time for today. Stay updated with the newspaper and the show, and be sure to join us next week on Dick at Night.
Say it again.
And now back to Tupac Tatum. Stop throwing it so hard.
Okay, we're rolling.
And now back to Tupac Tatum.
Yes, Dick. This dead. Shit. In much of North Korea. In much of farms for agriculture.
Boy, is it windy. Whoa! It's a bit nippy out here, and boy, is it windy. I need lines, don't I?
Yeah, where are the pigs, Dick?
Just film it straight through and we'll keep cutting.
Thanks, Dick. Like that? Okay.
Yeah.